I like them, like the big guys, bruisers, but this finishing maneuver right there sucks.
It's all right.
Their other finishing move is they pick up both guys for power bombs and they like smack their backs together and then power bomb them.
That could be interesting. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
All right.
You like my Andre the Giant World Title belt?
Oh, wait.
Oh,
before we start the show, I left something in the other room.
Okay. Well, first of all, they missed the fucking leg drop. Oh, nice.
Thank you.
They missed the leg drop, and they fired Paul Ellering.
Yeah, I saw that.
So he's going to be bringing out a new team probably in the next week or two, and that's going to be War Machine.
Okay.
And they're awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, it's good to see him back on TV. All right.
Yeah.
Are we ready to start the show?
Yeah.
All right. And again, in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Masks and Tights, the premiere episode of our wrestling podcast.
No. You can't do it like that.
Oh, all right. How do I got to do it?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Masks and Tights. I am your host, Just John, and join me will be my broadcast partner, Jon Stugots. That's how you do the intro for this.
All right. Live and learn. That's how we do the intro, folks. Welcome to the first episode of Masks and Tights. On this, the premiere episode of the year, the day after Wrestlemania.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, the big show.
It's the showcase of the Immortals.
It is. And we got to sit through 1,200 hours of wrestling yesterday.
I sat through 1,200 all weekend. I mean, there was so much wrestling this weekend.
Yeah, so I only watched WrestleMania. I thought, hey, I'm just going to watch the main show.
Okay.
And then I kind of tuned in a little early because I was just like, oh, the show I was watching ended. I'm just going to flip on the WWE Network. Came in just as they were introducing the cruiserweights, which is at the point I realized, oh, I've missed like some of the advertised matches, which is great. So
wait, which cruiserweight match did you come into?
There's only one cruiserweight match.
So you came. Oh, so you missed the pre-show. You missed the first pre-show.
Yeah, because
there were 2 pre-shows.
I thought I was going to skip some pre-show and just because 5 hours of WrestleMania is a long time.
Long time.
But some things I was looking forward to that were announced and heavily promoted were like battle royals.
Listen, those battle royals suck. The battle royals are just an excuse to get everyone else on the show. That's all it is.
I know.
They don't do anything big with the winner.
No, they really didn't. But the point is that, okay, I'm going to tune in, catch some quick battle royals and whatever. No, the men's battle royal, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal went on at 5 p.m.
And it sucked.
Well, I don't know. I know
the ending sucked. They brought back Bray Wyatt, who I'm a big Bray Wyatt fan. I love the gimmick, but they've killed the gimmick and throw him into the Lake of Reincarnation only so that he comes back as Bray Wyatt. Why not come back as a new gimmick? The whole point of the Lake of Reincarnation is to come back reincarnated. Yes.
Instead of just as Matt Hardy's friend.
Yeah. Big deal.
Yeah, they ruined that.
The great Bray Wyatt could be the greatest gimmick ever created by the WWE. It would be right there with The Undertaker. And they ruin it. You
know what I would love to see? Bray Wyatt mixed with the Jackal. So he's a cult.
A cult.
Make him a cult leader. And he's coming out with a lantern.
Personality.
Like there's so much with possibility there, and it's just getting squandered now.
He should have been the one that broke The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania and then continued on with his own streak of being undefeated at WrestleMania.
That would be interesting.
He's got the whole world in his hands.
Got the whole world in his hands. Yeah, just to see like the streak transferred would be interesting as well. But no, that's not what happened.
You don't know those promos, did you?
Which?
The Bray Wyatt promos where he sings a song.
I've seen some of them, actually.
Okay. Right.
Keep in mind, for people who are just listening to this and don't know, I stopped watching wrestling for at least 10 years. From like the end of the Attitude Era, mid-2000s, till 6 months ago.
And you only watch WWE Monday Night Raw?
I predominantly watch.
Okay. You watch any SmackDown?
Occasional.
You watch any NXT?
No.
No, you're missing out, man.
I hear that, and it's just time.
Do you watch any New Japan?
Rare occasions if I'm home and flipping channels and it's on.
Okay. You watch any Ring of Honor?
No.
Okay. I'm not knocking you. I'm just trying to establish where, for the listeners. That's all.
Yeah. No. I used to be a lot more into it. I used to watch, all of the shows and whatever. And God, there's so much now. And it's even just WWE alone. You could be watching 20 hours a week.
Yes.
So it's more of a...
3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown, an hour of NXT. Never mind an hour of 205 live.
That's already 6.
No, that's 7.
7. 2, 5, 6. You're right, 7. So that's already 7.
You didn't even get into the side programming on the network, like Table for 3, Ride Along, some of which is excellent.
Oh, I don't doubt it. It's not a judgment on quality. It's a judgment on my time.
Time. Yeah. No, time's limited. I get it.
Then there's the pay-per-views, which is another, 4 hours.
Could be 2 hours to 4 hours. Yeah. So I like that belt you got there.
Thank you.
If you're only listening to the audio of this and not watching us live on youtube.com, although wait, we don't have the vanity URL. Just search for Geekodrome and subscribe. This way we can get the vanity URL. John is holding up a beautiful replica of the WWE Universal title. Looks Toys R Us.
Yeah. I bought it at Target.
Target. Okay.
It's the $20 prop here. Toys R Us by me does have the $100 one, but I was like, I don't really want to spend that money.
Well, then there's people like me who I classify myself as a belt nerd and t-shirt nerd. And sitting behind me is it's so big and heavy.
Falling over.
This thing is gigantic and it's really heavy. And Jen is not here to help me fix this. And I was just pointing at it. I wasn't doing anything else but point. I didn't even touch it. Is the replica. Ow, crap, that hurt. Son of a bitch. This thing is heavy.
It's the Andre belt. Of course it is.
It's the Andre the Giant replica belt. I'll hold it up to the camera from Fandu Belts. Is that a good shot, John?
I can see the top half of it.
All right. It's so big it doesn't fit in the camera shot.
Yeah, really.
This belt is about, I want to say, 12 pounds of plates, 4 millimeters thick, some nice leather. I have to get it re-leathered, I think, because I want some pro grade. It's one of 3 world title belts that I own. I love my my belts. I would love more, but they are highly expensive, and as you can see, gigantic. So it's like, where do you keep these things?
Yeah.
As it is, I only have 2 belts on display in my home. The third belt is in a case because there's just no room to display them. They're gigantic.
Yeah, we'll do an episode on belts in general. So We'll come back to belts because that is a big topic. But we're going to get back to WrestleMania.
Yes.
Where WrestleMania, well, we've already said the first Battle Royal sucked.
What was your favorite match of the night?
We'll get to that later. We got to go through the matches. And then, really, Nicholas stole the show, so it doesn't matter.
He did.
That was so amazing. After that, we had Cruiserweight, Cedric Alexander over Mustafa Ali.
I'm not a fan of the Samoa Joe's back, baby.
Yeah,
Of the quote unquote flippy dippy shit. So I don't watch 205 Live. I'm a little old school with my wrestling. I don't like the flippy dippy.
So you don't like the Mexican or Japanese style of?
I like some of the Japanese. I definitely like something. Lucha Underground has a lot to offer for programming. I think it's totally unique. I do watch that. Marty the Moth, great character. Vinny Massaro, great character, great in-ring ability. I just think 205 Live, I know it's struggling and trying to come into its own, but and Lucha Underground just blows it away on top to bottom. Storytelling, the characterizations, all of it, they blow it away.
I just want to say I loved Mustafa Ali's mask when he came out.
Yes.
That glowing lighting mask.
Oh yeah, and he had like the glowy thing in his hand.
Yeah. He was trying to be Sub-Zero or whatever from Mortal Kombat.
I got some Tron out of that. I was picking up some Tron vibe.
I want one of those masks. That's my point, though. And the hand thing.
The hand, yes.
And the final match of the pre-show, the Women's Battle Royal. It was okay.
Again, meh.
I like the ending. Where
I hated the ending.
The Sasha versus Bayley and then Naomi comes in. And
why couldn't Bayley win?
I'll agree with that.
But
it worked well. And you knew
someone who's as talented as Naomi win using the fake moolah gimmick of hiding outside.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice if she won more cleanly, but it pushed it's story-wise, it helped push the Sasha versus Bayley thing a little further.
Definitely. It would have pushed it even further had Bayley been able to walk around with that trophy.
Yeah. Oh, the trophy looked like shit.
Yeah, Sasha could be like, you only have that trophy because you betrayed me, your best friend.
Yeah. And again, I mean, I'm liking that storyline, but yeah, it could be a little stronger. So, which brings us to the main event. Wrestlemania. And our first match of the main show is the Intercontinental Championship. Seth Rollins over The Miz and Finn Balor.
The guy I liked didn't win.
Who did you like?
Finn Balor.
Yeah, I'm turning to a big Finn Balor fan.
Finn is the man.
I know a lot of people were disappointed he didn't come out as the Demon.
I wasn't. There was no build-up for the Demon.
I'm not familiar with the Demon character.
John, you have to go back and watch some videos. Go back and watch his NXT entrances as the Demon. Watch him fight as the Demon. It's totally different. He has much more intensity as the Demon. Go back and watch a lot of his old New Japan. Just watch the entrances. You have to watch anything else. How much work he put into these entrances were unbelievable.
All right. Yeah, no, he hasn't done it in the last few months, so I haven't seen it yet. It was a good match, though. It was a pretty solid match. 3 solid workers who were,
Oh, definitely. All 3 guys that can go.
I liked Rollins' entry as the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, with the glowing eyes.
Yeah. So that was entertaining. But all 3 guys were just electric. They knew how to tag each other in and out, basically. So what did you think? Was good match, bad match?
It was. I think they could have done better. I think they did great, but they could have done better.
How do you think they would have done better?
It just lacked something, and I just feel like it was an emotional investment somewhere that just kind of fell. Miz brought it with his. He wanted to go out there and win for his kid. Rollins wants to prove himself that he could be the man, and Finn, I think he's just being wasted, and they're holding him back from not being contending for the world title, the Universal Championship, I should say.
Yeah, I could see him getting elevated.
And the whole thing that they're not. It's a match I'd love to see. I'd love to see Finn versus Brock, but you get those people like, oh, that match defies logic. A guy like Finn isn't going to beat a guy like Brock. Finn Balor's name means beast slayer or demon slayer, something like that. Of course he could beat Brock Lesnar.
Of course.
Well,
if Roman Reigns couldn't do it, why not Finn Balor? So our next match was the SmackDown Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair against Asuka in the belt against the streak. The Queen against the Empress.
The best match of the night.
Yeah, it was a very solid match. Lots of high spots.
Man, you saw it was emotional. Charlotte was crying during the match. Asuka has tweeted right after the match that the pain of defeat will only make her stronger. They showed a lot of respect for each other and intensity. They told a story. That is how you do it. They worked the body part. It was so good.
Yeah, and I like how they turned Asuka into a classy loser.
Yeah,
she congratulated her in the ring, and then they did.
I want to see more of that.
So it was great to see somebody like that, especially when we have the, later in the evening match where it was the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So our next match, and
the belt fell and hit me in the head. I'm just telling Jen. She came yeah, he did. John did like that. Yes.
I laughed.
Motherfuckers.
Now, did you know that WrestleMania fell on Rusev Day?
Amazing how that happened.
I know. It's such a coincidence. It just turned out so well. And we had Jinder Mahal, Rusev, Randy Orton, and Bobby Roode in a 4-way for the United States Championship.
I love Bobby Roode. I'm a big Bobby Roode fan back from his days in TNA as being part of Team Canada.
He's fairly glorious.
Yes. But I do think the mistake made here was Rusev not winning at WrestleMania.
Yeah. The whole crowd was pretty much chanting for Rusev.
I mean, he's gone out and he's gotten over all on his own. The whole Rusev Day thing. Rusev Day is now chanted at other companies' shows. That's how how much it's over. Yeah. It started totally nonchalantly on Twitter when it was Christmas Day and then his birthday, and then he just tweeted, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, yesterday was Christmas. Yesterday was Christmas Day. Today's Rusev Day," and it just took off from there.
Yeah, and I don't know why I find it hilarious every time. So I'm totally in.
About a year ago, when he was in the League of Nations and they were battling Roman Reigns, he hit Reigns with a TV monitor and he walked off with the monitor in his hands, holding it over his head. And he went on Twitter and said, "I am the new TV champion," because he had a TV monitor. The next week, why weren't they letting him come out with the old NWA TV title belt?
That would have been funny.
He will get it over. He's over. You reward that. You don't say, "No, sorry."
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It was a solid match, not great, but
and they had too many multiple person matches.
That was a big problem overall for the whole show. Speaking
of two guys who deserve it, Titus O'Neil, he's a guy who deserves some success. He deserves a belt. He does charity work. His name is in the newspaper and all over the place just because of who he is and what kind of a man he is. You reward that. You push that. And Matt Hardy's tag team partner. Is that going to be his brother?
No, it's Bray Wyatt.
It's going to be Bray Wyatt. It's so... I don't get it.
And now Bray Wyatt is doing the Woken gimmick too. So it's just... It is what it is. So now we have our big Raw match. Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle, who beat Stephanie McMahon and Triple H.
This match was very good. It went on 5 minutes too long, though.
Yeah, I'll agree. It went a little long. Ronda obviously is getting the business. I think there might have been a couple rough edges, but...
Oh, she's got... That's normal. I wouldn't expect her to be unpolished the first match.
Oh, I'm not saying it as against her. I'm just saying, it's what happens when you elevate somebody from nowhere to the main event.
Yeah.
And it just becomes more obvious. Because anybody else coming in would have been like, all right, here's a 2-3 minute match at the top of the show. And they work their way to, work those edges off. But because she's Ronda Rousey, she's up against,
No, she's Rowdy.
Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Triple R.
Did love her outfit. With the leather jacket and the kilt.
You said on Twitter that her outfit was too small. And
because she kept adjusting her outfit.
Jen is nodding off camera.
She repeatedly adjusted her outfit throughout the match.
I thought it might have been too big. Maybe that's why it didn't fit properly.
And I didn't say too small. I just said was not the right size or something like that. I don't have the tweet right in front of me.
Maybe she needed to go to a size smaller.
Maybe that's what it was. It was just it was just one of those things because it was literally like after every set of moves, she's adjusting her outfit. It's like if you did it once, you might not notice. But wow, Titus just that was Cruz flipping all over the.
Don't say racist stuff.
I didn't realize he had tagged out because I'm doing a podcast.
Oh,
it's just one of those things where I looked down to look at your ass and.
Don't look at my ass.
And now they stopped the match to applaud him. To applaud Apollo, which is great. All right. And in another match with too many people, the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The Bludgeon Brothers over the New Day and the Usos.
New Day to win.
Everybody wanted New Day to win.
I'm a big New Day fan. I mean, I even have the Book of Booty.
Of course you do.
Next to me.
Of course you do. But yes, and they're very entertaining. I don't know. I don't get the Bludgeon Brothers. Again, I don't watch enough SmackDown, but
I don't get it. Those hammers don't look like real hammers. They look like they're foam.
And I just don't care for their style of wrestling compared to the other two teams. So, it was what it was, and we made it through.
I think the Usos did deserve a world title, tag team title win at WrestleMania after everything they've done in their careers.
Yeah.
Again, you reward that, hard work, and you don't. I feel like they get penalized.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Hopefully they'll get it next time. But in our next match, we had. Well, after the Women's Championship, John Cena was called from the audience where he was watching the pre-show and the first couple matches to the back.
To the John Cena cave.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Can't see me.
And at this point in the show, we couldn't see him, but apparently Elias could. So Elias got smacked down.
What I didn't understand was why is it we had to keep seeing John Cena sitting like 3 rows back during every match. And the poor pregnant girl sitting next to him
was hilarious because she's just like, I want no part of this.
I want no part of this. And then at one point she held her arms so that you could tell that she was pregnant instead of just looking like she was wearing like a really big shirt. Maybe she was like fat. Which is fine if she was fat. No one cares. But nope, it's a baby bump. It's a baby bump.
She was quite obviously pregnant, but it was just like...
I know, but women, when they get pregnant, they get self-conscious about these things.
But it was more like she's just like, why do they keep putting me on TV?
Like, fuck, what? We should have said, no, we don't want this. I told my fucking husband to say no, and of course the son of a bitch doesn't say no. We could be sitting in a luxury box seat right now.
And how much do you think John Cena paid for that ticket? I mean...
Nothing.
Oh, it's a good seat.
The other thing that I found to be funny with him sitting there is all those motherfuckers were jumping in to take a picture with him, and they were sitting there singing John Cena sucks when his music hit.
Of course. But
and cheering that the Undertaker pummeled him later on in the night.
Yeah, as I was about to say, once Elias was taken out, the Undertaker was reborn through thunder and lightning.
I say thunder.
Lightning. So we have the return of the dead man who squashed John Cena. It was what it was. I mean, the guy is...
He did look better than he did last year. It was a very quick match, which is what he was which is what he should have been doing for the last 2 or 3 years instead of having these Broadways. But if you retire, stay retired. The whole point of him retiring was to put over Roman Reigns.
Don't worry. That didn't happen last night either.
It makes no sense to me what goes on. I just don't get it.
Well, you'll be happy to know that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are no longer on SmackDown thanks to their loss to Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon.
Man, that was awesome to see Daniel Bryan come back.
It was good.
Very emotional.
I wish they didn't make a big deal of like the medical clearance.
Yeah.
Like work it into the story, make it a thing. It's like, oh, they attacked him outside the ring.
Well, they had to do that to keep him out of the match for a while.
No. I'm saying like 2-3 weeks ago they attacked him.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, all right, well, you've beat me up. That's it. I want a piece of you. I'm going to go to the doctors. I'm going to convince them to clear me. And in fact, he'd already been really cleared. Yes. Make it a storyline. Make it a thing. And now it's, oh my God, Daniel Bryan is doing what his doctors have said not to. Up to the last minute, they're saying don't do it. But in the last possible moments, he's joining the match. He's going to wrestle. Like, make it a storyline. Don't, like, at least get to the news websites. You know, even if they'd, like, done it a week before, it would have been, you know, to me, stronger story.
Build up a little bit more drama to it.
Yeah, to me, that drama was lacking. Oh, great. They beat him up outside the ring just after they announced.
Maybe they had that planned and they had to shift gears when Shane had to be rushed to the hospital for diverticulitis.
I don't know. I don't think they did, though. It's just the way it came out. It was just because they could have just done both. And they could have always found him another partner or whatever. It doesn't matter. All right. The match ended up being all right. And now Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are battling each other tonight for a spot on the Raw roster.
Yeah. So we get to see them fight again.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen much of them because I don't watch SmackDown. So, but I have seen quite a bit of our Raw Women's Championship competitors, Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss.
Meh.
I mean, the match was all right.
I like that Nia Jax finally went and like was unleashed.
Yeah.
And just started throwing Mickie James around like she was a rag doll. I thought that was pretty cool. I would like to see more of that. I like to see her be more of a big. I'm not saying this to be rude. Go out there and be a big girl, you know, like a big man. If Big Show is trying to wrestle not as the Big Show, you'd be like, dude, you're a big man. Fight like a big man.
No, she's got to be. I know it's the beast, you know. Just unleash the beast.
Yeah. And
really go at it and just be the Andre the Giant of the women's.
Yes, exactly.
But so it was great watching her throw around Mickie James. I mean, I really like Alexa Bliss, but she's not the strongest in the ring.
No.
I'm not saying it's
and I think she needs someone to like be like her bodyguard, like Shawn Michaels had with Diesel. And I think that's what they were doing with Nia Jax, but she's going to always need that. Just because, you know, she had this fallout with Nia, that doesn't mean she doesn't need someone. Mickie James isn't it.
No. Yeah, either that or she needs somebody who can lead her around the ring a little more. I don't know if there's any. I mean, there's very few in the women's division, I think, that can lead around the ring like that. I mean, there's a lot of solid workers and everything. But I don't know if there's anyone who, like, I watch matches and they lead them the way certain people in the men's division can. Like, you know that somebody like, if you're in a match with Ric Flair, you're going to look like $1 million.
$1 million, yeah.
You could stand still and you will look like a champion. And I think the women are very much solid workers, but I don't think there's anybody who does that right now.
No.
And it's not as a detriment to them. It's just, you know, different styles, different workers.
Experience levels too.
That too. I mean, yeah, the women's division, it's like 90% of them have only been in a couple years.
Yep.
Compared to, Mickey James is like the exception right now. And now we have what may be one of the better matches. Definitely the best entrance of the night. The WWE Championship match. AJ Styles against Shinsuke Nakamura.
Definitely the best entrance of the night. I'm a big Nakamura fan.
Oh, he was amazing. His entrance really was the best of the night.
His entrances are always that big. I love it.
Yeah, and he had Nita, who's the guitarist for Alice Cooper, just right out there shredding. And as he comes dancing down, oh, it was fantastic. And then it was just, one of them flippy, like high spots kind of matches.
But they still told a story. I didn't feel like they were rushing it. I thought it was I happen to be big fans of both guys, so maybe I didn't mind the flippy dippy, but I thought it was a very good match.
I did too. I liked it a lot.
Second favorite match of the night.
Yeah, it was definitely probably top 2.
Emotional. Just as emotional as Charlotte and Asuka.
Yeah.
And AJ was trying desperately to win, to avenge the loss that he suffered to Nakamura when they wrestled in Japan at the Tokyo Dome a few years back.
Plus, I mean, it told a great story even after the match ended.
Yeah.
Where Shinsuke is kind of doing the Asuka thing where, I respect you, you're the champion. And then he low blows him
and turns heel. And now it's like, you know what? They're going to have more matches because now there's a feud here.
Yeah, there's a story.
There's a story now to go with this, other than just, hey, the guy won Royal Rumble, and they're going to fight. And now we're going to see Nakamura as a heel, which I'm so curious to see. Because I know he was a heel at one point in Japan, but I never saw any of that. So I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to continue watching that one.
Definitely.
Especially if they're both still on SmackDown after next week.
Yeah.
When they're doing the big shakeup. Now, it's really not for quality of match, but my favorite match of the night was the Raw Tag Team Championship.
I was a little disappointed at first because I was hoping that it would be, even though I'm not crazy about him, but Elias could have been his Strowman's partner.
Yeah.
I was hoping for Neville to come back and be Strowman's partner. Someone who's just as tough. And Neville, when he was on 205 and he was a champ on 205 Live, he was awesome. He was ruthless. He was a total hard ass. He looked awesome. He looked like a short Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hoping he'd come back. Instead, we get
Nicholas. It's going to be one of you. Pointing out into the audience.
What was even funnier is him walking through the stands trying to find someone, and drunk people walking up next to him or behind him saying, holding their beer, saying, "Pick me, bro."
Oh, yeah. There was one guy who just followed him there. Pick me. Yeah, he's walking with the beer. But, the entertainment value was worth it. Having him pull out the 10-year-old. And then when the 10-year-old
funny.
And then when the 10-year-old gets tagged in.
When he gets tagged in, the look on his face was priceless.
Well, no, he gets in. He's like nervous. Then Cesaro
was ready. He
stares him
so
down,
terrifying.
And the kid jumps. Oh, it was hilarious. It was worth it for the entertainment.
Oh, definitely. Strowman's entrance was great. The Mardi Gras float, people running away from him with their giant paper mache heads, I thought was very funny.
Yeah, I mean, also the bar's entrance on the Mardi Gras float was pretty cool too.
Very, and I wouldn't have expected that for them. Yeah,
it's really unfortunate that they gave up the belts at the top of the show tonight because Nicholas had conflicts.
Fourth grade's an important grade, John.
It is. So, unfortunately, they will not be defending at this time, maybe when school is out for summer.
School's out for the summer. Ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na.
Plus, we got to hear Nicholas, for threatened to give him the hands.
Yeah.
Tonight, so it was entertaining. You know, not everything has to be like serious and story and.
No, it doesn't have to be. Wrestling could be whatever we want to enjoy out of it. Yeah. Which is like why something like Lucha Underground gets a lot of flack from people. Like, oh, it's not really wrestling; it's more like a TV show about wrestling. So what? That's wrestling.
Yeah, there've been plenty of that before too.
They have larger than life characters and pull off these amazing matches. It's fine. Wrestling could be whatever. There's no formula. There's no like this is the way it is. It's not a cookie cutter. I don't like the flippy dippy stuff. That doesn't mean it's not wrestling. Doesn't mean those guys and girls that do that aren't athletic. Hell yeah, they are. Fuck yeah. They're even more athletic.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. It's just
It's just not what I enjoy. It's just like I don't enjoy a Broadway show. That doesn't mean that they're not talented people putting on a Broadway show.
That I can enjoy Bubba Ray Dudley cutting a promo on an audience member as much as I can enjoy any of the solid wrestling.
We're gonna have to do an episode about promos and about like great promo or guys who gave great promos. And I don't believe I can ever quote one of those promos on this show.
Oh my god! And we do curse on this show, but I don't think we can take it to that level.
We can't. They incited riots. We'll save it. We'll save it for that episode.
It completely started. That was so great. I used to be such a big ECW fan. Well, after the tag team match, we had the main event. The Universal Championship.
Did you just hit yourself with it?
No, it just hit the mic.
Oh, it looked like it hit you in the head.
Dude, this thing has no weight. It's cheap plastic.
I know, but it would still be funny to see you get hit in the head.
No, it's just because it hit. My headphones are connected to the mic.
Oh, okay.
So what you heard is me hitting that.
Oh.
All right. So Brock Lesnar over Roman Reigns in a pinfall in a ending that nobody expected.
I fully expected Roman to win. And I wanted him to. I'm a big Roman fan. Not a big fan. I'm a fan of Roman's. I want to see him be successful. I think he has a lot of talent. He has the right look.
Yeah, and the other thing is that a lot of people were expecting Brock to leave the company.
And I hate Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Brock myself.
And the other thing is Roman winning would have made so many people pissed off, and it would have been hilarious.
That too.
So you're trying to build up Roman for over a year now, and then you just drop the ball. You don't you don't follow through on it. And did you bring Lashley back now tonight on Raw to be the guy who beats Brock? That's so stupid.
Well, he came out and did a squash match and
against Elias. The guy is over with the company, and that gimmick sucks. I hate that gimmick. But he's making it work.
He is. It's so awful, but people are digging it.
And it's like, again, you reward that. You don't let the guy get squashed
2 nights in a row.
The guy has a build. He can work. He cuts promos. He's making the most out of his shitty gimmick. You reward that. You don't penalize.
Yeah. Well, it's unfortunate. But we're not booking, so... So that was our ever so exciting WrestleMania. And now we're at the Raw after WrestleMania, where new storylines kind of start. There really haven't been tonight, but we are seeing lots of new talent coming in.
No way, Jose. No way, Jose.
So that was entertaining. Little squash match. Very much an Adam Rose entry. Especially with the bunny right behind him. Yeah. With the girl in the bunny mask, anyway.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, the people who played the bunny, it was Sami Zayn a few times. I don't know if it was ever Jose. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember, but I want to say yes, just because it sounds good, but I'm not sure. The AOP, Authors of Pain, debut tonight on Raw.
They did, yes.
Got the call from NXT, and they promptly fired their manager, Hall of Famer Paul Ellering, which again makes no sense to me.
Well, it could be used to build a storyline now.
Right, if he's going to end up bringing out his own tag team now to combat them, and then that would be War Machine, Hanson and Rowe, who were from Ring of Honor and are currently in NXT.
Yep, we've seen all of that.
But haven't made any TV appearances for NXT. They've just been doing the house shows.
Okay, so they could really be anything when they come to Raw.
They'll probably still be called War Machine, but they could easily be his next team.
Yeah, we also saw Ember Moon came out tonight.
Meh.
Not a fan.
No. I just don't get it. I don't see what the hell the deal is.
I think she's a solid worker. I've only seen her a couple times, but
are you watching this commercial on Raw with this thing?
I don't know which commercial you're seeing. I'm ahead of you.
What commercial do you see?
Rampage.
The one right before. Because it's a commercial for Spectrum. Never mind.
Okay,
they had this thing. It was like what's the thing you have?
Fios.
No, the thing that we talk to all the time on the other show.
Alexa.
Right. It's kind of like looks like an Alexa.
Oh yeah,
but it has like a head.
A head?
There's like a head that like rotates and the screen like makes a face.
Oh, because I know they have their Altice box that's supposed to be able to do all that crap as well.
And like the thing looks like it like kind of responds to how you're talking to it.
That I don't know. I didn't see the commercial. We had a local commercial during it. So.
All right.
Yeah. It's the problem, with cable. Sometimes they go local, and
the thing about it just freaks me out. It's too lifelike.
Yeah, it could be a little creepy.
Yeah.
As it is, I have the Echo, I have Siri,
Yeah.
So I already have enough of that crap. I don't need to have it in my cable box too.
No, this isn't a cable box. It's just it was just promoted by Spectrum, but it's not. I don't know. I'll get you a link to it.
Just send me a link. Well, we can talk about it on the other show because it's not wrestling related, and
it's just like I said, it freaks me out every time I see it.
So overall, what did you think of the Wrestlemania?
I thought it was very good. I really did. Just for what I was disappointed in, I was more made up for by what I enjoyed. And I do try to enjoy things more than not enjoy it. Because then, what's the point? I'm going to dedicate 5 or 6 hours of my life, and I hate it. No, I will find the enjoyment in all of it.
No, I agree. It was just a lot of show to sit through.
It was.
Even the audience was kind of losing by the end.
Yeah.
Like halfway, 3/4 of the way through, the audience was just kind of losing steam. Because they've been there since at least 5 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. Before that, they were starting to enter the building, I think, at 3.
Something like that. Yeah, I saw people, tweeting that I knew. That they were in the building and empty seats. So they're getting in at 3 and 4. I don't know if they did anything previous to 5 o'clock.
No, they didn't.
Okay. So there was no dark matches before the Battle Royal. No. So that's not including just sitting there. That was 7 hours of wrestling.
Plus the hour that it's going to take you to get out of there. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 hours to get out.
Plus the time in, plus the time out.
Yeah.
I mean, the year before, people couldn't get into the building in time for the first match.
I remember that, yes. And they were starting the matches of the pre-show, and people were still coming in.
They opened the doors at the time the pre-show started.
Yeah.
So it was ridiculous. So they fixed that.
And the one thing about WWE is they try to be on top of stuff where it's like, hey, what did we do wrong? And let's fix that going forward so it doesn't happen again. And they're pretty good with it.
Yeah. So the one last thing to address, they did promos last night for WrestleMania 35.
Yeah.
The song was Back in the New York Groove.
By the Lords of Brooklyn.
Oh, is that the version they used?
Yes.
Because, I am a fan of the Ace Frehley original.
Yeah, that was the Lords of Brooklyn from Bay Ridge.
Bay Ridge and the Hizzy.
Pythons.
All right, so we had that. They were showing lots of video of, trains and subways.
Yeah.
Manhattan and
Go ahead.
Brooklyn.
Go ahead. I know what you're going to say because I feel the same way. Go ahead.
And then they showed the venue.
Yeah.
Yes, the Meadowlands, or whatever they call it now.
Which has a zip code that is in the state of New Jersey.
New Jersey. Yes, next year's WrestleMania is in New Jersey, and they are promoting it as a New York City.
I hate that they do this. I hate it.
Yeah, so who did it? The year before was
the Super Bowl.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, you had so many people. Oh, the Super Bowl's coming to New York. No, it isn't, assholes. It's in New Jersey.
Well, my favorite is a friend of mine was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna like Airbnb or whatever my house. People will stay there. I'll make a lot of money." The problem is everybody stayed in New York City and then took the buses and trains over.
Yeah.
So it's like New Jersey got screwed.
Oh. They get screwed every which way with that stadium.
They really do.
The taxpayers paid for the building. They have to deal with all the inconvenience of having this thing in their backyards with people coming from all over to go to events. And they don't even get the sports teams named after the state.
Nope.
New York has one football team, people. The Buffalo Bills.
That's true. At least they get their hockey team.
Yes.
Nobody wants to take credit for that, I guess.
But, there's always people say, well, if you market the team as being from New Jersey, people aren't going to come out or they're not going to buy merchandise. So what?
Yeah.
The other big thing is, well, the Jets used to play in New York 40 fucking years ago. The fucking Colts left Baltimore in the 40s or 50s. They're not called the Baltimore Colts anymore.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, they're called the Indianapolis Colts. I think. I don't watch sports.
I don't watch football at all either.
I don't watch any sports. To me, it's so stupid to see new WrestleMania is coming back to New York. Really? Is it going to be Madison Square fucking Garden? No. Oh.
Is it going to be at the Barclays Center? Yankee Stadium, Barclays Center.
Oh, yeah. What? It's going to be City Field? What? Oh. It's going to be at the Meadowlands. But that's New Jersey.
Now, to be fair, everything else is happening at the Barclays Center. NXT and Hall of Fame and whatever else. It's just WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because that's what they're promoting. So it's a little ridiculous. I mean, I live here. I'm planning to go at this time.
All right. You better go.
I want to go.
We'll do live coverage, live remotes.
There you go. Live broadcast from WrestleMania.
Who would you take with you? You take your girlfriend?
Probably.
If I hold the camera for you.
Exactly. Considering I get stuck holding the camera for her plenty of times.
Yes.
She loves the Instagrams.
That's fine.
Yeah, I put up with it. It makes her happy. So, got to be the dutiful Instagram boyfriend.
That's fine.
All right. So, it was a quality show. We're looking forward to next year's, and we'll be watching some wrestling.
Yeah.
In the meantime.
But now, what I think is funny is that SummerSlam is at the Barclays.
Yes, it is.
And then, boom. I get why, because it's like you're going to keep rewarding the cities that you know are going to sell out and get good reactions. But, man, that's a lot of wrestling that they have going on at the Barclays Center.
Well, they do consider New York City, especially Madison Square Garden, their home base.
Yeah.
Even though they're based out of Connecticut.
Right.
So, like, they've always been about Madison Square Garden. They must be getting a sweetheart deal out of Barclays.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
So, it's probably what it is, and that's why they're doing so much there right now. And then there's also, like, house shows between then and now. There's one in July that they've been advertising tonight. And
that's when the NXT tickets will probably go on sale that night.
I may or may not hit the NXT, but I do want to hit the SummerSlam as well. So we'll see how that goes. But that's in August. And I think that covers it for WrestleMania for this year.
It's exhausting.
It is. It is. So we're going to go take a nap now.
The other big news so far that's come out of Monday Night Raw, because that's when we're recording this, is that Paige has officially announced her retirement.
Oh, that is right. Yes, while we were recording this, she
a
retired, put her T-shirt in the middle of the ring, and has called it quits.
Yeah. I don't know if that means she's not going to be out there with Absolution anymore, because I think she was really doing well in that manager role.
Yeah, who knows what that means. But I guess she sent away the other two girls,
Yeah.
and then after their loss, who knows? I mean, the other thing is that Absolution and Riot Squad were practically the same thing at this point.
They should have just been one big group.
So
with Paige as the mouthpiece for both group, for the one group.
You prefer Paige over Ruby Riot?
Yeah, I like Ruby Riot. I just don't think she is a leader type yet. I think she could have been built up to that and maybe took over the group somehow.
Well, you could have a Nation of Domination thing.
Yeah, exactly.
The Rock got big,
We've been the LWO, the Ladies World Order.
That could be interesting as well. Yeah. So, is there anything else we need to cover in tonight before I get interrupted again trying to close this down? Andre documentary airs this week, so we'll cover that next week.
We'll cover it next week. I will be watching it.
As will I. I was a big fan of Andre back in the day.
I'll be watching it while wearing my Andre the Giant World title belt.
I don't think anybody could wear that but Andre.
I can. What do you mean nobody can wear it? I wear it.
Oh, you have the same waist size as Andre?
Oh, I can wear it, and I pull that belt off, baby.
All right. We'll have some pictures on the Twitter with that, maybe.
I think I have some pictures somewhere. Where the hell? They have to be in my Dropbox.
All right, we'll check them out.
I had an interview to go on a few months back, and then I was just like, you come back from the interview, you're all jazzed up, and I was wearing my suit and everything, so I was just like, hey, Jen, grab the camera. I got the belt.
Always have your belt ready.
And we did a little style and profile. Woo! Looking only as good as he can look. Woo!
Woo! Yeah, daddy. All right.
Yes.
So on that note,
yes,
the WrestleMania sign is going black. If you want to catch us out, check us out on the Geekodrome on Twitter or Facebook. We'll have links and stuff once the show goes up. We didn't
links and stuff.
We don't have the SoundCloud and the iTunes and all that set up yet. So by the time we have the next episode, we should have all that.
Awesome.
So until next week, it has been.
Oh, no, we can't use the same. No, we can't.
We can't because it is a wrestling thing.
No, we can't.
No? All right, we're not too sweet.
Then we can't use it on the other show then.
And we can't ruin that. All right, we'll find something else to end this with.
It's the first show. We don't need to close.
We're still figuring out this show. Give us a few weeks. So, until next week, see ya.
See ya.